Welcome to Washington America Show with international multimedia journalist, multidimensional, multifaceted artist and director of Human Rights Justice Council USA, Drkashifsohail.
Paragliding is the recreational and competitive adventure sport of flying paragliders, lightweight, free-flying, foot-launched glider aircraft with no rigid primary structure. The pilot sits in a harness suspended below a fabric wing. Wing shape is maintained by the suspension lines, the pressure of air entering vents in the front of the wing, and the aerodynamic forces of the air flowing over the outside.
The design of a paraglider wing is more like that of a 747. It's designed to catch thermal updrafts and rise through the air and not just fall slowly to the ground. It's a much more dynamic experience. It is not as dangerous as you think it is. Many people think that paragliding is one of those things that only suicidal maniacs and adrenaline junkies attempt. In reality, it is one of the safest airborne sports.
You would be tied to the wing by at least 30 lines, any one of which is strong enough to support your weight. However, there is a risk of the wing collapsing while in flight, but it could be only due to pilots choosing to fly in bad weather. You will be more comfortable than you are right now. Unlike most harness-based activities, like rappelling and parachuting, there are no painful straps and clips around your legs and midsection.
Modern paragliding harnesses tie you to something akin to a lounge chair. After you leap from the precipice of choice and the glider inflates, you simply slide the chair under your bum, and ride your flying barca lounger wherever the wind takes you. Most paraglider flights are for less than 30 minutes, depending on weather conditions. But if you have the skill, you can travel long distances exploiting thermal columns of rising air.
Pilots are rarely injured due to failure in equipment. Modern paragliders are uniformly very stable. They are designed to recover quickly in case of collapse. So if you are using new paragliding equipment with double-checking it before every flight, you are pretty safe with almost no risk of an accident resulting from equipment failure. Almost all accidents happen because of mistakes made by the pilot, either in their assessment of weather conditions before a flight or in the air. Remember, speed is not needed in this activity.
If you are crazy about speed, then paragliding is not really your type of sport. You should probably take hang gliding or speed flying into account. So if you are freaking out because of the speed, don't worry. Paragliding is in fact opposite. So next time you think of doing paragliding, picture yourself gently floating on the breeze like a feather, with fantastic views of the landscape around you.
Feeling vulnerable is not bad. Paragliding in general is a very safe activity, as long as you are learning from a professional. It is also easy to start with. However, some beginners can slip into an overconfident state that it is a damn easy sport. Instructors usually call this intermediate syndrome. So although they want you to have a lot of fun up in the air, do not ever let your guard down. As a matter of fact, more than 90% of injuries happen during the first 10 flights. In order to avoid any kind of accident, you need to fully adopt the safety techniques your instructors have taught you.
An experienced instructor will tell you that the most important thing to keep in mind when paragliding is not wind speed, air pressure, nor if there is visibility or not. In fact, not an external factor, but the attitude of a man and his preparedness. In theory, paragliding is similar to hang gliding. Paragliding pilots start on the ground with their parachutes already deployed, and the wind takes them up into the sky. Parachuters fall from the sky and deploy the parachute as they get closer to the ground. Paragliding is the simplest form of human flight. A paraglider is a non-motorized, foot-launched inflatable wing. It is easy to transport, easy to launch, and easy to land.
Paragliding is the closest humans can get to the feeling of flying like a bird. It is a fun, safe way to experience flight in its simplest form. You simply lay out a wing on a hillside or mountain, inflate it over your head like a kite, run a few steps, and before you know it you stepped off into the sky. Once in the air, a pilot is able to maintain and even gain altitude using lifting air currents and thermals.
Landing a paraglider is extremely easy. A pilot simply steers it into the landing area and glides down for a very gentle touchdown back onto Earth. Paragliders are aircraft that fly by the same aerodynamic principles that keep Boeings in the sky. However, unlike Boeings, paragliders are delightfully slow aircraft, with a very small speed range.
You can inflate it in nil wind, stabilize it overhead with a touch of the brakes, launch it at a steady trot, and yet it will also fly forward in quite a strong breeze. It turns with a gentle pull on a single handle or will fly straight, with a little more than an occasional shift of your shoulders. It is far easier to handle a paraglider in the air than on the ground.
Paragliders are restricted from flying above 18,000 feet. Oxygen is normally used above 10,000. Paragliders have been launched from the highest mountains of the world including Everest. A paraglider is similar to a modern skydiving canopy but differs in several important ways. The paraglider is foot-launched from the ground either by running down a hill or being towed into the air. The construction is generally much lighter, as it doesn't have it withstand the sudden shock of opening at high velocities.
Please share the video, subscribe to our channel.